Okay, I love the one sheet wonders. I wish I could remember where I learned that from in terms of YouTube. I go every day on so many sites, and I have probably used this one the most. But what I've also learned to do is I just bought some beautiful kits and papers from Tooks, Tooks craft table Etsy site. One of the papers, and this was in navy blue. I know it's not navy blue anymore, and it's black. And it actually, you can picture this sheet with none of this, okay? None of this. But it had this little border at the bottom. So I thought, oh, this is kind of perfect. So let me manipulate it. And first of all, I needed something for a journal I'm working on that's more grayish, blackish, rather than the navy blue. And on my computer, I ended up being able to make this a variety of different colors. Now, you can't get every single color depending on how it starts off, but you can run it through a spectrum and get various colors. I did a brown one, turned this into brown, turned it... Now, you can't do it from gray. Once you commit to gray, that's it. You can't get the color out of it. But it started as a navy blue, and I ended up making a green one, and then a brown one, and I think one other one. But anyway, I was looking at this cute little border at the bottom, and I thought, oh, this works well for that one sheet wonder. And then I manipulated that to double it. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like folded. It looks kind of weird like this, right? So let me pause this for a minute. Okay, now I am at a place that has a flat surface that I can fold on and a little bit better light. So the one sheet wonder goes kind of like this. You fold it over, and I'm trying to use this as a part that will show on the outside and the inside. Okay, so I'm going to like split it in half, but then again I got to get my edges right, sort of. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it's got to be pretty nice like that. And you just crease it and fold it, and then you bring this up, and now you see how I get the nice little edging on it. You bring it up and fold it. I think maybe I don't have it quite as even as I should, so let's refold that. Yeah, that's not too bad. And then, so these become your little pockets. Fold it this way. And you've got, voila, a ready-made border. Now, on my computer, I could adjust this so that this border here is more equidistant. But there's a little bit on the back because of the way it folds. I could actually... I think I had it at 4 1/4, but when my printer prints it out, it's a full page. It prints it out full page. So I could just go back to my little file and move this a little bit over if I wanted, this middle piece. But I like it this way, and I'm glad that it showed up the most on the front cover. So anyway, this is my front cover, and this is because it's not a directional paper. And I have learned how to manipulate directional paper to get what I want out of it too. But there's a bird flying one way here, and then a bird flying both ways here. So he's like facing up and facing down, so there's no direction. So here's this sweet little booklet folio pocket that's already trimmed. I mean, I could decorate it with other things, but I do like the fact that I can digitally take the paper that I purchased, make it any size I want. Well, that goes without saying. We all probably can do that. But I can also add faux embellishments on it anytime I wanted, and keep it flat. one of the things people have problems with in their journals is by the time they add all this stuff, like edgings and trimmings and so forth, they get a lot more bulk. Now, the only thing I would do, of course, I haven't done any edging and I haven't done any gluing, and this would be glued on this side and this side. But what I would do and what I like to do is around the corner. So let's see how that looks. Okay, so there it is. Pretty, oops. So let's just round off the corners. Oops. But I get a lot more bang for my buck when I buy a lot of these papers. I really appreciate that they have these nice high-res images, and because they are so good, when I get them into the computer, I can do whatever I want with them, pretty much. There you go. So, whoops, this one's giving me a little hard time here. There we go. Must be one of the ones that has the edges on it. Yeah, so it's like several sheets of paper. But anyway, I just love these. This would make a pretty card. You know, you could put a little label on here. This is happy birthday or whatever. Or thinking about you. And then tuck little things inside the inside once you glue it. But I do like that I was able to add that border. It only appeared, remember the original paper had only this teeny tiny bit at the bottom. That's what came with the sheet of paper. Actually, it must have cut some of it off when it got printed because it was just a little bit deeper than that. Because I was able to get, and in fact, it was more like half of this. And I put these two together to create the middle. And I put it together here, and I was able to, but you put it in a strategic place, and you get the double border and a border and a lovely spine. I could have even made this different colors if I wanted. I didn't have to keep it in the black tones. But since I want to put it in a journal that I'm working on, and I used, this is the journal, and I'm looking for things that are going to not interfere with it. I'm probably worrying much too much about being matchy, and I probably need to introduce some color anyway, which I could have done. But this will be something that will be sliding inside. I don't have my pages all done. I mean, this is probably going to take me a year to do it all. But, you know, it'll reflect it'll bring in that black and white. I'll use other colors as well. But this I covered with, I don't even know what I used as the base. Some mail thing came in the mail. Covered it on one side with, this is actually tissue paper that I bought from Amazon. I love it. I use it a lot. And this also was tissue paper that I bought. And I think maybe underneath is the paper packaging. I really, really have no idea what it was, what I started with, since I didn't document it. But I'm trying to find things that will, and of course, lots of things will, that will go nicely in this journal when I decide to put it together, which at the rate I'm going, it could be a while. But mostly what I just did, I wanted to feature. What did I do with it? Did I just lose it? There it is. I wanted to feature how I make these, because I've made a video before on how easy these are. This is probably the easiest thing you're ever going to do if you get the right paper. And with me, I want to, I did a video, I'm not really sure I posted it, but I did a video on how I use my Silhouette Studio software to do this. It's a free software, and I believe even though I have the business edition, which gives a lot more capability, I believe you can do the same thing with the free version, the free basic version. I would encourage people to play with that software and maybe even upgrade it if you think you're going to like it, even if you don't have a cutting machine or any of the machines that it was specifically designed for. It's just great for doing things like this. You can take anything and manipulate color, so you get lots more bang for your buck for the things that you do buy, and you get to play with nice little ideas like this. For example, Tooks also had this lovely black toile paper, and I made this one. Now you can see let's see, in fact, this paper is snippets of this paper. This is also in her kit that I bought, paper. So I don't think I did much. Yeah, I did manipulate this a little bit. Yeah, because this is one where I had to actually turn this part upside down on the sheet. I had to cut it, manipulate it on the computer. When I say cut it, I don't mean really use the scissors, although you could. I manipulated it so that when, I don't think I have it glued down. Yeah, so when, I took her paper and I played with this design because it had so many collages on it, and it's again flat, so it's just very small. But I took this piece and flipped it upside down so it would read this way. I played with the middle piece so it would be, when it's folded, be the front and the back, and then played with this piece. And as it turned out, I folded up too much of it, so I ended up folding it again. But anyway, these pieces that you see in here are the exact same paper I manipulated, that I used as the border on this one. You see that? I changed the color. You know, I darkened it on this one than I did on this one. But anyway, this one here, I manipulated I think I've already glued this one, so I can't open it up. But I manipulated the design to add this little border on the spine, which is, like I said, exactly what I did to this one. When I talk about this one, I can open and show you what I did. The other one's already been glued. So actually I created a design that was sort of like collage-y, and slipped a little bit of it on the bottom, which it didn't have anything on the bottom. And this one I made a mistake because I actually put it an inch up, and that's why I added the lace, because I meant for this collage piece to be the border on here, which I did. I did it wrong, but it still works great. And he does to have the border here and the spine and across the top and on the back. So this is the manipulation of the designs that I bought, so I can make them my own. And that's exactly what I've done here. And I did it right this time. So now I have this cute little folio. But this one also, I think I did, and I manipulated it so that the writing would be right side up. The one problem you have with these, if you don't flip it, and it's really not a big deal, really, because some people don't care. And sometimes I don't care. But I view it as a challenge of, can I make it right? Even if I didn't care. So I was able to cut and paste on my computer and print. By the time I got it printed, it was a regular full sheet. So this is using other bits of her paper that I bought as trim. Bottom line is, these are nice and thin, and I just have so much fun making them. Here's one where I didn't have to do anything to. Yeah, although it does need a little bit of, I can put some black something or other. But it's just so much fun to do these with just one piece of paper. It just immediately, you don't have to use much glue. You don't have to do anything. So here's the basic one that you can just do with any paper. I love that. And I don't remember whose paper that was I think it might have been a print that I just got off the internet and didn't purchase. But let me see if I've got, anyway, I've got loads of these. I just make these all the time because they're lickety split, and I love when I can digitally embellish them, and then they stay nice and flat. So you can pack a journal with these without having a lot of, I mean, you can use them to put things inside, and you can decorate them further. Although technically, anything I could digitally apply would be flat. I could add labels to this without using a separate piece of paper. So anyway, I just wanted to document that for myself and anybody else that is interested in these one-sheet wonders. And if somebody wants me to do a video of the computer process that I use for this, I'd be happy to have a go at that. And you know what? There may be even easier ways. I have a tendency, I have to admit to everybody, to do things the hard way. But I also learn a little bit along the way about what the computer can do and cannot do. So if anybody wants me to do a video on how to use that software for these purposes, I will try to do that as well. So anyway, hope you enjoy another feature of the one-sheet wonders. Okay, I'm looking at this, wanting this to be in the half. I'm going to line it up just like so. And there we go. Then I'm going to raise this up. And this is the one that has the piece that was original, this piece right here, original, that I manipulated into a wider piece for the top and the bottom. And then I turn it, just like I did before, over here. And fold it this way. Now I did manage to move it, this piece right here, slightly to the left on the previous version, from the previous version, so that I have more of an equal, to have an equal amount here, as I did before. Anyway, that's how simple it was, and the green is just beautiful, I think. I like the black and white and gray as well, but the green is beautiful, and there it is in green. And all I have to do is round the corners, glue this down, and glue this down, and I have a lovely little folio. I haven't, as it turns out, printed it in the color in which I bought it, which was the blue. I might do that. I liked it a lot. But like I said, I was just playing with other colorways. So there you go. That's the green one-sheet wonder. Very quick and easy. So here are the last two that I did. This black one. It's actually a gray. And I love this green. Just so beautiful. Love this color. And I showed a few of the ones that I had done before. Let's see. Like I can't quite stop doing these. This one I showed. Here's one. Let me go so I'm not walking over here, and just give a little summary of anybody who's not seen these before. Another tailor-made journals has paper that works without any manipulation. You just buy it and print it. You don't have to do anything to it. This is a tag that a piece that I added, not a tag, but it's just a piece that I added for interest. But it's all of these Nouveau Garden versions in tailor-made journals work perfectly. This one here, I just flipped it and put the pocket on the outside, and that's a fox on the inside. Now I haven't done much with that either. This is I think the first one I did, which was paper that I had adhered a napkin to. It had no direction. It turned out beautiful. I made the pocket perhaps a little bit deeper than I needed to make it, but there you go. But the Nouveau Garden papers are, let's see, I think this is this one here. are just beautiful. This screams for something on the front. But all of this is in the papers. And I stitched this one right. But these papers, you don't have to do a single thing to them like I did with the ones I just showed. They're just perfect. They are divided up in a way. Let me see if I can show you. All you have to do is print them. They're Art Nouveau papers, and she has them divided in these bands, a big wide band, a little narrow one to this side. So when you do the fold, like so, fold it down and up, that's interesting on the inside. Then when you turn it over, it's really perfect, isn't it? And then that's the back. So here's another one, and I haven't finished gluing that. I might just cut off the white trim, or I might not. Anyway, these are gorgeous, and I just wanted to, you know, recap all of them. But these I've manipulated, so now I can make, if something has a direction or it has text and I want it to be readable, you can see they're all different sizes, slightly. You can, the tallest one is tall because it has the least, see how close this fold down is right here? You know, it just covers up barely, I don't know, maybe not even 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, about this much is hidden, which is no big deal. So you can make them this tall, or usually I go for a little bit more, a little deeper fold than that. For example, this one here is folded almost all the way down to the bottom. Doesn't need to be. This one could have been taller. But I was really honing in on where I had placed these borders. So to make this taller, I wouldn't have had these edges hitting the way they did. So that was what was guiding my folding efforts on these two. All right, that's it.